You agree to be a part of this interview series?
I do.
How do you think rap music and hip-hop culture in general affects black masculinity and plays a part in it?
It affects it a lot, actually. I mean, just a lot of artists, especially nowadays, you know, there aren't as many humble rappers as J. Cole and Kendrick who are, you know, rapping about real life experiences, or even someone like Joey Badass and Logic who rap about a lot of political issues. So I feel like with hip hop, a lot of times rappers portray black men as, you know, gangbangers and you know, being cool and, you know, having all this money and whatnot, and in just ways that aren't, you know, just aren't accurate. So I don't think hip hop has been doing a good job, especially as of late, with a lot of these, you know, trash rappers. But I mean, yeah, just in general, rap has really done a bad job at making black men feel as if, you know, they just haven't been addressing to men that it's okay to be vulnerable and it's okay to be open with yourself, but instead they've been preaching money, you know, weed and whatnot, and this and that, just a lot of nonsense, and not really talking about the real issues at hand and whatnot. So there aren't that many rappers who are doing what they should be doing with their platforms.
I mean, I feel that they don't necessarily influence them in a 100% negative way, because they're basically just telling like the young black men who are coming up the same way as they are, well, not really just young black men, anyone who came up the same way that they are, that like sometimes you just gotta get it how you live, like, to be honest, because like not everyone's gonna be able to like pay for college, to be honest. Like, you're gonna have to depend on financial aid. So it's like, and if you're not getting financial aid, then it's like, how else are you gonna get this money, to be honest? Because you already know that like most places won't want to hire you just because you're black. So if you can't get a job, then get it how it is. It's teaching us how to hustle and work for what we really want.
For art in general, that actually wasn't pushed in the community. I would say being a rapper was, though. And so I remember all of my friends when I was younger, everyone wanted to be a rapper. I myself wanted to be one. But I think that's mostly because if we look at the successful black professional class, they mostly consist, or at least the ones that are placed in the media mostly consist of rappers, musicians, or athletes. And so as a young kid, I think a lot of young kids see that they have the whole world ahead of them. They want to do something great, or at least I did when I was younger. And so when I thought about doing something great, or when I thought about success above the ordinary person, I thought of being a rapper or being a basketball player or a football player. And so that's sort of how that played into my life.
I think it plays a big role because of the fact the majority of the youth that it's reaching. I think it plays a very big role. But I think there's two different sides of hip hop that reaches people. I guess there's more of the mumble rap and women degrading type of music, which is more like Kodak Black, XXX Tentacion, all those guys, and then there's your Kendrick Lamar's, J. Cole's, and Chance the Rappers. I think it's good. I think hip hop is good right now because the majority of the mainstream is endorsing Kendrick Lamar's and J. Cole's and Chance the Rappers, who are promoting positivity for the black community, uplifting of the black community, and the progression of the black community. I think that's something that's playing a big role in society today.
How do you feel as though black men like shape who they are based off of these depictions?
Well, a lot of times in the media, in terms of like shows or music, they oftentimes play the role of like comic relief. So there'll be a clown, like you're talking about Martin Lawrence and like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They're usually like the goof of the group or the clown, something like that. And then what was the other part of the question?
About music as well, like hip hop.
Oh yeah, and music and hip hop is seen as like, I feel as though the media portrays or like influences like mostly white races to like fear the black male, because a lot of times in like hip hop music and stuff there's a lot of violence, and that's a lot of times maybe like a white person who doesn't have a lot of experience around black people or know black people personally, they see that and then that's their only interpretation of what a black person is, or a black male specifically. So then I think that leads to a lot of stereotypes.
I mean, when it comes to, like, I was speaking to my friends about this the other day, like, when it comes to, like, the recent album that J. Cole dropped and Jay-Z, like, they talk a lot about, like, being, like, the new generation. And I see it as, I described it as we're, like, the generation of, like, colored men who are going to, like, be there for their kids. Like, we're not going to be, like, the ones abandoning them, because, like, there's, like, a whole, like, another, like, class to not only, like, education, but also, I guess, like, more respect towards women and whatnot. But pop culture, like, I believe still does push that, I guess, notion that of, like, sexualizing women, and the only way to be cool is, like, selling drugs and slinging guns, unfortunately. But I think there is, like, a slight change that is, like, coming in pop culture in terms of that.